All right, everybody, how are we doing? It's pajama day at school, so excuse my outfit today. But I'm gonna go through really quick and just show us how we're solving for x in a normal equation, and then we'll sort of go into the new stuff that we're covering with the kids last week and into this week too. So if we look at an equation like this, our goal is always to get the variable by itself. We want to figure out what it is, and the only way to be able to do that is to see that x equals some number. So that's what we want. The whole time when we're looking at solving these, we're using opposite operations. So we want to look and see what we have in the equation and then use the opposite to undo it. So for us right here, plus 3 is the first thing that we can get rid of. So we think, okay, we have addition. What would be the opposite? Subtraction. We'll subtract the exact same amount. That is going to cancel out this 3. So that's no longer there. One less thing that's next to the variable. If I do that though, we have to think about the other side of the equal sign as well. We need to keep the equation balanced, so we do the exact same thing. Think back to a video a long time ago when I drew out a seesaw and we were going back and forth. It's that same thing. So now we'd be left with 2x, and that would equal 8. So now we think, okay, we have a 2 times x. It's always multiplication when there's a coefficient or a number in front of a variable. That's just one of those things we have to memorize. So 2 times x equals 8. We have multiplication. I'm going to undo it with division. Divide by the same amount, both sides. That's going to cancel. We'll be left with x alone, and x will equal 4. That's how we know we're done. So that's just an example of some of the equations we've been solving for the last couple weeks. The newest kind looks something like this. It could be 2x plus 2 equals, say, let's do 2x plus 2 equals x plus 6. So now you see we have a variable on both sides. We also have a constant on both sides in this one. So it gets a little bit trickier. What we need to think about still is our goal, which is to have x by itself. We want that variable on its own on one side of the equal sign. So we need to first get rid of one of these variables. We don't want them both. So we look to get rid of the smaller one. Here we have 2x, which I could think of like this. Literally 2 x's. And then we have 1x. Obviously 1x is going to be smaller, so we want to get rid of it. We'll use subtraction here because this is a positive number, so that'll be our way to get rid of it. So x minus x, nothing is left. 2x minus x, again, I could think of it as literally 2 x's. I'm going to erase one of them. I'm only left with 1. So 1x, whoops, excuse me, we still have plus 2. X plus 2 is going to equal 6. Well, now we've been in this place before. We know what to do. So we have addition. We're going to use the opposite, subtraction, minus 2. We'll be left with x equals 4. So that's how we solve these. They're a little bit more complicated. They involve, a little bit more tracking and organization. But at the end of the day, it's the same skills that we've been practicing. So hopefully this made sense, and that if there are any questions that come up, you guys will be the new expert.